Hello my dear students, good afternoon. Now this is the fourth class of the fungi, that is Duteromycetes. It's a Duteromycetes. This is the fourth one. Duteromycetes. These Duteromycetes are also known as fungi imperfecti, or we can say imperfect fungi. Why this is called as imperfect fungi? Because there is no sexual reproduction. So this will be your assertion, this will be your reason. These Duteromycetes are also known as imperfect fungi or fungi imperfecti, but in the reason you will find that there is no sexual reproduction, so that is why these are called as imperfect fungi. So these are commonly known as imperfect fungi because only their asexual and vegetative phases are known. So let me write it here. Only asexual and vegetative phases are known. No sexual reproduction is there. There is no sexual reproduction. If we find any species or any member in Duteromycetes with sexual reproduction, we will remove that organism and we will place it in either Basidiomycetes or Ascomycetes, whichever is resembling with the reproduction. Is this clear? So, if we see when a perfect sexual stage were discovered, when a perfect sexual stage is discovered, when a perfect sexual stage is discovered, they were often moved to Ascomycetes or Basidiomycetes. Either Ascomycetes or Basidiomycetes. In your mind there will be a question, why not in the Phycomycetes? Because their mycelium is branched and septate. They can't be placed in the Phycomycetes. So if the perfect sexual reproduction is discovered in this Duteromycetes in any species, that species will be moved to these only. This is Ascomycetes or Basidiomycetes. If that species is forming the ascospores, then it will be placed in the Ascomycetes. If this is forming the Basidiospores, then it will be placed in Basidiomycetes. Is this clear or not? Or we can say that the scientists which has classified this fungi, they have made this group. As this group, it does not carry the sexual reproduction, so they have placed those organs with no sexual reproduction. They have placed those organs in this group, we can see. So this is most important thing is, it is also possible that it is also possible that the asexual and vegetative stages have been given one name placing under Duteromycetes. Duteromycetes. At the sexual stage is another. Another name. Is this clear? So, when the linkages were established, when the linkages were established, the fungi were correctly identified. The fungi were correctly identified and moved out of Duteromycetes. So this is the case. The scientist has produced this type of class. This is the Duteromycetes. This is identified when a species is not having sexual reproduction, but they can reproduce by asexually and vegetatively. Those organisms are placed in Duteromycetes. Whenever they will identified as perfect sexual stage, those species will be moved out of the Duteromycetes and be placed into the Ascomycetes and these Basidiomycetes. Coming to the asexual reproduction. If we see asexual reproduction, as we know that they will reproduce only by asexual reproduction and vegetative reproduction, they will reproduce through asexual reproduction by asexual spores. These are producing these asexual spores. Those asexual spores are conidia. We have already discussed about with conidia in Phycom. These Ascomycetes. In Ascomycetes aspergillus, they are just reproducing by these conidia. Is this clear? So mycelium. About mycelium, here I may write mycelium. This mycelium is branched and also, and these are septate mycelium like the Basidiomycetes and Ascomycetes. So whenever we are just identifying the perfect fungi from Duteromycetes with having sexual reproduction, we are only placing them in Ascomycetes and Basidiomycetes because their mycelium is branched and septate. Phycomycetes do not have branched and septate mycelium, so that is why we are placing those species from the Duteromycetes which is having the sexual reproduction phase. We are placing them into the Ascomycetes and Basidiomycetes. In about nutrition, if we see in Duteromycetes, some are saprophytes, some are saprophytes. So they can feed on dead and decaying material, or they can be parasites. So they can be parasites. But most important thing is majority are the decomposers of litter. This is most important PYQ. Majority of them are decomposers of litter. Decomposers of litter. This is most important. These are the decomposers of litter. So, as far as this nutrition is concerned, the majority of them are decomposers of litter. By this very point, it has become the PYQ. So that's why it has been asked in the examination. And when these are the decomposers of litter, and they help in mineral cycling, and also help in mineral cycling. This is the most important question here. Most important. Mineral cycling. Because majority of them are decomposers of the litter. They are saprophytes and they are they are just having the important function in mineral cycling. We take an example for this. Examples of this, we can have alternaria. Alternaria is one example. Colletotrichum is another. Colleto, Colleto, Trichum. Colletotrichum, and also Trichoderma. Trichoderma. These are the examples of Duteromycetes. Now, what you have to do? You have to do one thing. In this one thing, just take a screenshot. You have to do one thing. This is your homework now. What is your homework? You just make the two tables like this. This is the first table. This is column A. Column A. This is column B. In this column A, these are the classes of fungi. And this is the examples. Like we have Phycomycetes, we have Ascomycetes, we have Basidiomycetes, also we have what? We have Duteromycetes. Here will be the examples. Here will be the spores formed, sexual spores formed. Here will be asexual spores formed. So you just make the table. Examples, sexual spores formed, asexual spores formed. Also the diseases. Diseases. You just complete this table. If you are able to complete this table, your fungi study is complete. That means you have learned it properly. Thank you very much. This is the exam portion we have completed for this week. So just prepare it. Thank you very much.